Extended Lines. Good morning. Good morning. This is Alan from both sides of the pond on this grey All Hallows Eve morning. It's October the 31st, 2021. Local time being 08:15, and yes, it's cold. It got dropped down to 30 degrees earlier. It's now at 33 degrees, just above freezing point, or the freezing point of water anyway. And yeah, I got a sore head this morning. Really weird. Last night I had a dream that I was working somewhere. I wasn't as a truck driver, but I banged my head and they sent me home. I don't know why I had a dream that I was working somewhere and I banged my head and they sent me home. I've never had a dream like that before. So this morning I got up and banged my head and split my head open. Not enough to go to hospital or anything like that, but it was bleeding. It's coagulated now, and it's all right, but it hurts a bit. But yeah, and the reason being is it's a problem I'm having with my truck, which I really need. I spoke to my DM about it this morning, but it really needs to be resolved. What's happening is, as I've stated earlier or elsewhere, that I don't have an APU on this truck. So if the temperature falls between a certain window, I can't idle the truck. If it's too cold, and if it's really cold or really hot, I can. But if it's between this temperature range, I think it's 30 degrees to like 78 or something, can't remember the exact figures, then I can't idle, which in itself's not a problem. However, it keeps going. After about 4 or 5 hours, it goes into energy saving mode, which is to save the batteries from being flattened and you unable to start the truck. So immediately you suspect the batteries. Now I had it into our shop the last time I was on home time, and they checked the batteries and the batteries are fine. So the problem still remains, and so it makes living in this truck very difficult. Some of the trucks, some of the Volvos and other vehicles we have been fitted with auto starts, which instead of, when the batteries get to a certain level, instead of just cutting off all the electric, it actually starts the truck and then recharges them. So you're never left with a situation where you go into energy saving mode. Now, I was told that my truck can have that retrofitted, but when I took it to the shop, they said that's not the case. So I'm looking at trying to get a truck, replace my truck with one that does have this auto start, because I really can't live with switching all the electricity off, and that's just not losing all the lights. So I can't put a light on and bang my head like I did this morning. But you're talking about my refrigerator, my built-in refrigerator, and my cool box. I've got an electric cool box for drinks, refrigerator for food, and they're getting switched off. So I'm losing all power. Nothing will switch on, and that concerns me as well. Like, I tend to run on recaps, or I've been running on recaps for a long time, where I don't really have a 34-hour reset. But if I'm in a situation where I have a 34-hour reset, first 4 hours I'll have power, then after that I got no power. So I've got to spend the whole day with no ability to put on my laptop, at least charge it, put on the TV, watch a DVD or a Blu-ray. I'm just stuck with, and if it's dark, I can't read a book, and it's just not a situation I want to be in. So I'll be looking to try and get a new truck or get this resolved. They said the batteries are fine, but something's not right where I'm losing power after 4 hours. But I'll keep you informed on that. I'm sure Night Transportation and my DM and the terminal manager will do the right thing and get this thing fixed. I said we'll talk about it when I get home. But I certainly am not intending to live with that and put up with it. This is my home for 5-6 weeks at a time, and I need power. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to live like some Neanderthal because the power won't stay on. And it's the frozen stuff keeps defrosting and getting refrozen and defrosting, and that's just. But then we'll get it fixed. So that was my morning anyway. Got up in the dark, couldn't switch a light on. Didn't realise I'd left one of the overhead cabinets. If you own a Volvo, it's the cabinet above where your cup holders are, you know, they're like a nightstand type thing above the refrigerator. Well, there's a cupboard above that. That's the one I left open, and when I got out of bed I swung round and stood up in the dark, and then boom, and I swore like a trooper. But anyway, we're on I-80 in Wyoming, heading west. We just passed Wamsutter, the location of the video I did last year when I got caught in a blizzard and stuck there for 5 or 6 days. I think it was 6. I can't remember now, to be honest with you. But these are long and unwinding roads. We did get a lot of weather warnings. They got the overhead signs, the big LED signs that, you know, pass on various advice and hazard warnings, and it did say that when I was in the Cheyenne area, it was saying that we're going to get dense fog, black ice and snow. So I was going to stay in Cheyenne last night, but I kept on pushing on and stayed in Laramie, so I'd get an extra 60 miles, you know, kill as much of Wyoming's I-80 as I could, just in case. But now the signs in this area, because Cheyenne to Laramie always seems to be the worst area affected in Wyoming. The signs here is saying that we're going to get snow, but that's not going to start hitting us till about 3 p.m, 1500 hours today, and I'll be out of Wyoming altogether by then. I'm going to Salt Lake City, and then head north back up 15 past Ogden, and then somewhere up there, and I forget the name of the place, I'm sorry, but I do have a drop and hook to pick up to deliver on Tuesday at 1200 in Phoenix, Arizona at lunchtime. So that's what I've been doing today. I've got another 8.5 hours left on my clock. Been driving since about 05:45 this morning. It's now 08:22. I don't know if you can hear that noise as well. I got a snipping belt when the engine's under load. They were supposed to fix it the last time I was in, and it's still doing it. And when it's slipping like that, you know, I'm sure they adjusted the tensioners. It's not slack. I felt it. There's a good bit of tension there. So I'm thinking that one of the belts is probably starting to be a little bit perished and needs replacing. So next time I'm home, I'm going to hit them on that one as well. It made it a little bit better the last time I was there, but obviously there's an issue. And the powers, when the truck's under, the engine's under load. But I'm tired. I've had a couple of days of very poor sleep. That was the other thing, you know. With the temperature being where it was last night, I opened the windows to keep the truck cool. Even though, you know, it's cold outside, it was warm in the truck. So and I'm from England, so I'm used to sleeping in cold conditions. And so I open the windows and I get all of the ambient noise from outside coming in, like truck engines. So I unfortunately stuck next to some moron who's got the high stacks with very little sound suppression on their exhaust. So all night it was so I do have a sound machine which creates white noise, which I put on, and that's great outside. So yeah, I've been a couple of nights sleeping. No arsehole sounding his air horn like we had in St. Joseph, Missouri the night before last. But it's a miserable day here. It's definitely winter time. All of the greenery's gone. It's all the flora and fauna it's starting to look dead or going dormant or hibernating, and you know, losing the colour for the winter, getting ready to what's going to hit them. I have seen various patches of snow on the side of the road, but not much, and it's usually in areas where it's sheltered from the sun, in the shadow, so it hasn't melted the snow that hit this region about a week and a half ago. Most of it's gone. I can see a little bit over there to my left. You probably can't. Nothing off to my right. But according to the forecast, we're going to get some more today. Snow, snow, snow. Looks beautiful on postcards, not so nice to drive in. What's going on here? Just the rest area. Oh, I'm tired. I think once I drop the load in Phoenix, I will take a 34-hour reset, recharge my batteries. I'm a wee bit fatigued right now.